Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia, and today we're going to talk about winter tires, and I'm going to make the argument that a modern vehicle such as the Sorento behind me can actually make more use of good winter tires than perhaps an older vehicle or maybe the one you're driving today can. So first of all, let's talk about winter tires. Now we used to call them snow tires, and that's because the tread compound or the tread pattern was really the difference in the tire. It had a more aggressive tread pattern. It gave you better grip on snow than an all-season tire because of the aggressive tread pattern, and that was it. Now we call them winter tires, and really that's because of a modern tread or a modern rubber compound that we make the winter tires out of. What does that modern compound do? Well, first of all, the biggest difference is below 7 degrees Celsius, doesn't matter if the roads are dry, the winter tire is going to have better grip than an all-season tire, and that's because the rubber compound will stay pliable. We also have in those rubber compounds the ability in some brands to have extra grip on things like ice, hard-packed snow, and slush. Now, if you can get traction on ice and some of those extremely slippery surfaces, that has a huge benefit to a modern vehicle, whereas your old vehicle, it may not have had as much of a difference. So what am I talking about? Well, the vehicle behind me is the Sorento. It's an all-wheel drive model. A lot of people think with all-wheel drive they don't need winter tires because they're not going to get stuck. And while that is more true than with, say, a front-wheel drive vehicle, there are a lot of reasons to get winter tires, and the 9 reasons I have are right here. Anti-lock braking system, electronic stability control, traction control system, hill assist control, electronic brake force distribution, rollover protection, advanced traction cornering control, vehicle stability management, and all-wheel drive. Those are 9 systems on this vehicle, and many of our Kias have many or all of those systems. All of those systems depend on traction of some kind in order for them to work. In other words, if you don't have traction, you might as well just throw those systems away because it's no more beneficial on this car than it was on the car that didn't have any of these systems. If you do have traction, even just on 1 or 2 wheels, all of these systems become hugely beneficial. And that's why we're seeing a huge switch to people using winter tires, because all of these systems suddenly become usable. They come into play when you're driving, when you're going around a corner, when you're braking, in an emergency maneuver, and even accelerating. So all of these 9 systems depend on wheel speed sensors, and they can brake individual wheels. They can do things that you can't do from the driver's seat that allow you to have traction. So my argument is, if you have all of these systems, especially if you get all these 9 systems, you've already paid for them. You might as well give your vehicle just the slightest bit of traction to see the huge difference that these systems can make in conditions that you will really use them, such as winter conditions, slippery conditions. So, if you'd like to try out a vehicle with all of these advanced systems and see the difference that they make and move to a vehicle that's more safe than probably the one you're driving, feel free to head on down to Brantford Kia and give one of these great vehicles a test drive.